What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of my F123 My Team Career Mode. This is episode number 6 today for the Austrian Grand Prix in Season 1. If you did miss the last one at Canada, go check that one out. It was a decent race for us, but we had some very interesting issues at the very end of the race. But yeah, we are gonna try and get this car better because, last race we brought a lot of upgrades to the car, but they didn't seem to do too much because we were still really struggling throughout the entire race, and we couldn't really get anything done. And we do now finally purchase that rear downforce upgrade. As we saw, it was very much an issue in the last race. Let's hope it's not as much of an issue. Not really so much for traction circuit around Austria, but that upgrade package is enormous because we are now the quickest of the back markers. We are ahead of Haas. We are still quite a long way from Aston, which is kind of the gap we want to bridge before the start of next year, because we want to almost have a championship challenge for Season 2. But that is a huge upgrade package back to back, putting us as one of the best cars on the grid, really. So that's pretty huge as we head into Q1 for the Grand Prix. So decent turn 1, we get the power down, but nicely, but we are hitting a nice lap here. And yeah, I think the aim is to get as far as we can in this season, win a lot of prize money, and then focus on next season's car. But that lap is only good enough for the last, and the second lap we do is good enough for 11th at the time, but we'll wait to see where it puts us at the end of the session. And it is not 11th, it is down to 19th. Our teammate makes it through in P15. But let's head now to the grid to see where he qualified.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Russell, Perez, Norris, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Albon, Bottas, Ocon, Joe, Stroll, Liam Lawson, Sonoda, Ricciardo, the owner driver, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, and Logan Sargent. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint.
So out-qualified by Lawson for this sprint race in a very engine-powered track again. So I think we could cook around here. Still you need other elements of the car, and chassis is probably the most important element of the car, and we really lack there. But powertrain, we are absolutely cooking, and yeah, we're gonna see how we can make up, because I'm very good at Austria. I don't think that qualifying represents my pace at all around here. It was a really poor couple of laps, and I didn't have time to go for a third. So yeah, very bad qualifying for us, but I think we should definitely be able to improve on this. And I'm thinking, I mean, probably not points, but I think there's still a good chance. Definitely not for the sprint, but there's a good chance of getting points for the full Grand Prix actually. And yeah, I back myself around this circuit, so we're going to see. And our teammate, you never know, he might have the same thing. Not the best parking ever though, so that's not ideal. But we head now to 5 red lights. And the sprint is underway. It's really not a great start for us. We've not got any traction. We can't find traction because that upgrade hasn't come on yet. Magnussen going to the outside. I mean, contact between Stroll and Ricciardo, and Magnussen chops across us. We're left with nowhere to go, and ultimately down to 21st. Tsunoda picking the soft tyres, but we're going to try and maintain this position, almost go up the inside of Magnussen maybe, but we decide better of it. Hulkenberg pulls around the outside because of all the traffic on the inside, and we're down to 21st. So a horrendous lap 1 for us, but yeah, that's not going to help us on our charge to points, because this sets the grid for tomorrow, because yeah, it's F1 23, because F1 24 is a rinsed game, so I'm not getting it. But we go for the move on Hulkenberg now on the outside. Look at Magnussen on the inside, but everyone's gone defensive there for some reason, and they've just left the door open on the outside. So we get a double overtake done around the outside because 3 cars are going defensive. We can't find a way through on Lance Stroll. But yeah, up into P19, so decent start. And I'm not sure, I think our teammate, if you look on the minimap, has broken away from the rest of the pack, and he's like kind of with the Alfa Romeos a bit. So our teammate is cooking as Ocon and Stroll are battling it out here. Magnussen goes for on us. We leave him the room, push him over a little bit, but we maintain the position. And we have a lot of battery, so we still have time to sort of fight our way through. But Ocon is the next car ahead, who Alpine are kind of our rivals in development race, really. They're very much another midfield team, Alpine and Haas, but their drivers are not really performing their car around here. I'm not sure why, the reason behind that is, but we're gonna get past Ocon around the outside up into P18, so it's another good start. We're gonna set our sights on Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin, who got very high up in the last race, couple of races, but not really anything here. I think in Imola he got P5, but he's in P18 now in that Aston Martin, which is a very quick car, but the drivers never seem to represent it in this game, at least. As he comes back at us around the outside, we defend, squeeze him out a little bit, and maintain the position of P17. But on lap 5, there's an engine failure from someone behind. I think that is an Alpine? No, it's not. It's a safety car though. It's Logan Sargent, I'm pretty sure, in the Williams. But the reason there's a safety car is it's a full safety car because their Sargent is out, and also I think that's Hulkenberg. No, it's Kevin Magnussen. So it's been upgraded to a full course safety car, not a VSC, which is what we want to hear, because I mean that gap ahead of Tsunoda and Ricciardo is like 5 seconds to our teammates, so we would not have been catching that, and we would have only been peaking at P15 in this race. But now we have a chance to go even higher, maybe get past Ricciardo and Tsunoda, and then be on the backs of our teammate, who had a much better start than us. But the safety car comes in. It's going to be a shortened sprint. It's going to be a 4-lap sprint to the end from P17, which is pretty much where we qualified, and it's not the best restart, but we get underway, and On the next lap, we have got the run on Daniel Ricciardo to go around the outside of turn 1 up into P16, so we can see our teammate just up the road. And now we're going to try and get past Yuki Tsunoda. Whether it's dive bombable from here, not quite. But we're going to try and get the cut back. And oh, what a move! He was slow on the apex there. I don't know why, but I think maybe his soft tyres are feeling a bit of wear. But Liam Lawson is next ahead. So we have had a good recovery, a very good recovery actually, from that very, very poor lap 1. Down from P21 to P15. So we're doing really good here. And now we're going to try and overtake our teammate Liam Lawson in the yellow machine. But he brakes early there. We try and go around the outside. We make it work. DRS is unavailable for us because our rear wing is down on the final lap, but it won't matter too much. There's no more DRS straights left now, and we're going to see, can we get past Zhou Guanyu on the final lap? It's going to be close, but I don't think we can, because there's not really any other overtaking opportunities. For a second I thought he was about to have an engine failure, because he did have a bit of a puff of smoke coming from his car, but yeah, that's P14 for us. I mean, it's a very good result. I will take that after lap 1 any day of the week. But that is the sprint race for you guys, and it's P14, our teammate P15. Pretty good result for us. So Max Verstappen winning at the Red Bull Ring. It's Charles Leclerc in P2. So again, it's looking like Charles Leclerc Max Verstappen rivalry, but still, for some reason, Charles Leclerc has just been so unlucky. It's been like real life. He's not even had a chance to really challenge Max Verstappen, even though they've had pretty similar pace across the weekend. It's P3 for George Russell, but he's taken a grid penalty, a 10th place for this race, so he's going to be starting in P13 after getting a podium, so that's not nice for him. He'll be just ahead of us in P14, so, but we're going to try and move up the field, hopefully into points, and maybe carry our teammate with us, because whenever I've done a My Team playthrough in the past, teammate has never got points until like round 15 almost. They always hang around in about P20, but Lawson has been cooking. He's been as quick as me, basically. So let's go to the grid.
Welcome from the beautiful Styrian Mountains for another chapter in the story of the Austrian Grand Prix. The Spielberg circuit then is situated 700 metres above sea level, with just 10 corners making up one of the shortest laps of the season. One time around here is a distance of around 2.6 miles, with the best overtaking chances into turn 1 or the tight uphill of turn 3. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Sainz, Norris, Perez, Hamilton, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Albon, Bottas, Zhou, Russell, the owner driver, Liam Lawson, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Stroll, Ocon, Hülkenberg, Magnussen and Logan Sargent. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. It's just about time to go down to the track for the beginning of the race, but before we do, Anthony Davidson, what types of strategy do you think we can expect for today's event?
Well, there's a lot that both the driver and the team have to keep in mind when going into a race. The tyres, fuel, energy recovery systems, the list goes on and on. But I think the key to today's victory will come down to the pit stop strategy. Come in too soon and you might find yourself needing more than one stop. Too late and you're putting yourself at a disadvantage by spending longer on worn tyres.
So, full Grand Prix time. So, is it going to be the first use of soft tyres for us? Because we haven't actually used them yet, and it's a default strategy. We've been investing in quite a few tyre wear upgrades because I think the AI are just generally nicer on their tyres in this game compared to the player. But yeah, we're just gonna maybe go with softs. No, we decide that I think maybe mediums are the best call. It's just a bit safer for season 1. I mean, next season when we've got even better tyre wear, we'll go for audacious strategies. I think, yeah, there's some Grand Prix are 2 stops around here. I think Qatar will probably be a 2 stop. Next season, Portimao is often a 2 stop as well. But yeah, we're gonna see where we can get to in this sprint. Russell just ahead of us, so maybe he can try to drag us along to the top pack, as he is definitely going to be moving up positions, but we only need to go 4 positions to get points there. So it's not going to be a trouble at all, as for some reason Bottas went really wide in formation lap there. But we're going to get ready to go to the grid for 5 red lights one more time. Zhou Guanyu getting promoted to position thanks to Russell's grid pen. But we're going to ease the car in, 0.1. Bosch, and we get ready for 5 red lights to the Austrian Grand Prix in season 1. Lights out and away we go. It's a good start for us compared to George Russell, and Zhou Guanyu's had a howler. We've had a brilliant start, but Albon's boxed us into the wall. We had nowhere to go. That could have been up to like P10 there, but Albon absolutely boxing us in. Lawson around the outside of Zhou Guanyu. He's up to upper position as well. He's side by side with us. We're going to be side by side heading into the next corner. He defends. He moves under braking really, and has just made us lose a position. He's made us both lose a position there. So Lawson not the smartest in his defence there, or in his teamwork really. But this is a replay of lap 1. It's a decent start for Charles Leclerc. I mean, the Red Bulls both getting away much better than the Ferraris, as Perez goes around the outside of Carlos Sainz and Verstappen takes almost a second lead into turn 1. This is our teammate going around the outside of both us and Zhou Guanyu, but that defending from him, he moved under braking, and Russell actually getting up into P9, so it's a super start for him. I don't know how high he can get up, but this is on lap 2. So that's already from P13 to P9 in a matter of a lap. But back to our POV on lap 2. Zhou Guanyu locks up there and allows Lawson and me back through quite easily. But Lawson has opened up a massive gap to Albon. He goes defensive from us again. We're going to have to leave him space because we don't want contact with our teammate. It turns out our teammate wants contact with us for some reason. But we get the move done. We need to speed up and catch up with Albon because he could be going up into the distance in a minute. So when DRS is enabled, it's always hard to catch back up. But this is Perez going to try and make it a Red Bull 1-2, going around the outside. They're losing time to Max here though, as they stay side by side. I mean, we've seen this before in the Austrian Grand Prix before, 2 Red Bulls and a Red Bull and a Ferrari going here. Perez spun out by Russell once upon a time here as well, so he doesn't have great memories of this circuit, but they're still side by side going through the next corner, and Perez just about gets the move done, but they've lost DRS to Max Verstappen here, and you know what happens when you let Max Verstappen slip away. He does not come back, so that could be the game sealed once and for all, as Albon, the king of early braking it seems. AI really brake early there, don't they? I didn't even want to send it, but from nowhere we just get the move done. And purple sector 1 thanks to the engine power and battery usage. But here Gasly going for the move on Valtteri Bottas to get into the last points playing position. We're going to go and cut back here and try and follow Gasly through, and we should manage it nice and easily. But Gasly now defending, he pushes us quite far to the inside. We get the brakes done. Can we get the car stopped? We can. We probably take Gasly a little bit wide there, and we're up into P10, so this is where points will come from. I mean, Alonso and Norris up above us, I mean, they're probably not really in our battle, so we're not going to focus too much on them, because look at them pulling away. But here comes Pierre Gasly on the outside. He goes so far to the inside there that he's compromised his line so badly that we've gained on him incredibly, and we're just going to go around the outside with DRS. We barely need to use battery. We push him towards the inside. Good defence, and just looking on the inside, I think that was Albon. As Albon now goes for the move on the outside. So Alex Albon going for a move. No one makes a move there, but apparently Albon does. I don't know how he's got round the outside there, but that was incredible. And now Gasly is trying to get past us too. We're going to have to burn battery in defence. We brake later, but he has the outside, which sometimes seems to work around here, and it does work. He sticks it side by side, but we have the battery usage to maintain the position, push him over a little bit, and now we can try and get past Albon in the Williams. But I don't think he's going to break away, because there's too much of a gap to Alonso for him to get DRS aided as we go to the outside. But that was never going to work, was it? And now Gasly wants the move, and he does get the move. But as I was saying, I don't think Albon can break away, because DRS is so powerful around here and he's not going to have DRS. But now we go to the inside of Pierre Gasly, and it's side by side again. We palm him off a little bit, really. And yeah, we maintain the position. Never going to work going side by side there. If you leave each other racing room, you're just going to lose so much time. You have to really get the squeeze out. As we go to the inside of Albon through this next set of corners, we keep so many moves being made there for some reason. I mean, action-packed first 10 laps so far, but Albon just about defends, and yeah, we can't get the move done, but we wait for the DRS aided again. We have the battery, we have DRS, we should be no competition for Albon here. We're going to be side by side into turn 1, we leave him the space on the outside, but we get the move done nice and cleanly outside, always working around turn 1. But now Pierre Gasly going for the move on us around the outside. We go defensive, we have to leave Albon the room because he makes contact with us. All of these drivers really choosing the mediums, so that has actually surprised me quite a bit. But I don't know where our teammate is in all this, but we're going for the move on Gasly now. On the outside, I mean, that move is so good on the outside of turn 1, but Gasly gets back past us. We're going to have to use battery here. Going to be side by side with him, looking behind us. It's almost 4 abreast. It's 3 wide behind us, 4 wide even. And then suddenly we've lost a position to Albon, who's broke latest of them all. And there's like 6 cars all within a second of each other here, down from P10 to P15. This is ridiculous battling. As we go to the outside of Alex Albon now, who keeps the position. We're going to try and get the power down, go for another dive bomb on the inside here. We go for it. We get the car stopped in time before making contact, but Albon again keeping the position, stern in his defence. It's hard to get the move done there, isn't it? But again, we get another crazy snap of oversteer. Not the tyres overheating, not the tyres wearing, just that rear downforce upgrade really lacking. And if you're confused at why we're up into P4 and 5, that is because a lot of cars have boxed now. By lap 16, a lot of cars will be coming in, a lot of the soft runners. But we go down the inside of Valtteri Bottas. I think our teammate's boxing this lap, so we want to just absolutely start sending it. And Perez into the box now. This is going to be the highest position we'll get in this whole like career mode, baby. As we get in P3, this is highest position we've been in ever. I think the second highest is P6. So this is ridiculous. A ridiculous position to be in for us. Kind of getting a nosebleed up here, but it's good things don't last forever, and we're gonna have to come into the pits now and go back down to battling for P10 like we really deserve to be doing. But yeah, I mean, Albon comes in behind us. That was quite a action-packed stint. Sorry, not sprint. And we have a pit stop issue on, I think that's the right rear, and we lost a position. I think Albon had a slow stop as well, because Bottas has got the quickest stop of us all, and we've lost the position to both of them. Lawson and Ricciardo go through on both of us. I think that's Lawson up to P10. So Lawson in the points maybe, as we just try and maintain as it's like almost 3 wide up there maybe. But Lawson is P11, sorry, not P10, but I think some cars are left to box, and yeah. Well, alright, some cars are left to box as we go for the move on Pierre Gasly to the inside, or not really a place you make the move. I mean, we've done that twice to Gasly, just squeeze him out there, and not really done it to anyone else, so sorry Gasly. But now we go for the move on Alex Albon. We're going to not even need to use battery. The slipstream's so powerful, and the late braking always gets the move done. But yeah, our teammate is in P10 now, so we're fighting for points here, and our teammate is in the points, and a yellow flag ahead. That could be a retirement. That could help us on our way up here. It looks like a Red Bull, and I think that's Sergio Perez actually, because I mean, who else would be 40 seconds in the lead? That's Max Verstappen up there. So that's another free position for us. So that'll put us in P13. Our teammate P9 at the moment. That's the highest he's ever been for sure. And it's not like he needs to make a pit stop or anything. So that is huge for Liam Lawson. But yeah, that's another freebie on positions. So Lawson always is getting overtaken by Daniel Ricciardo maybe here though. He squeezes him out a little bit wide. Now we're going to try and get involved here with the battery usage to try and get the move on Bottas, but we can't quite get there. So not really too much going on. Our teammates still side by side, and Lawson not wanting to give this one up. He's going to have the inside line. Can he squeeze Ricciardo out a little bit here? He does manage to, and we can just watch this incredible battle between the two of them as Lawson maintains P9 and we try and get the power down to get a move on. But here, Ricciardo and Bottas side by side. Will they lose too much time to Lawson? We're going to try and follow them through. Oh my god, we nearly hit the back of Bottas, who got all crossed up by Daniel Ricciardo. But yeah, that was quite a good battle there between Lawson and Ricciardo. We're going to try and get ourselves involved. As there's another yellow flag. I'm not sure who that is. I think it's a Ferrari. Could be Charles Leclerc, is it? Yes, it is. So once again, Charles Leclerc's championship is just being compromised by just unlucky moments. But for us, that is a lucky moment. That's back-to-back engine failures. We would be P12, but now we're in the points. So we're really 8th and 10th, which is the highest. Well, the highest our team has got. Our team has never got a double points finish before, but we've gone off the track. We're going to give the position back to Ricciardo, but in doing so, we have to give it back to Valtteri Bottas. So we had to give the position back to Ricciardo because it didn't feel like very fair. But now we lost 2 positions, and with the switchback, we're going to try and get those 2 positions back. And in one foul swoop, we're going to get the move on Bottas, then get the move on Ricciardo to the inside. What a move that is! Up into P9, right behind our teammate in P8 with 13 laps to go. And this is George Russell going around the outside of his teammate. 16 seconds to Max Verstappen, but he has got from P13 to P2. What a drive from George Russell as we try and go around the outside all the way to lap 30 now of Liam Lawson. Not very much action happening in those other laps, but we go on the grass to try and get past Lawson, who is stern in his defence. He wants the inside. We go to the outside, still side by side. Little bit of contact, wheel banging. Oh, this teammate rivalry is getting a bit frosty, it looks. And we're going to go still side by side into the final two corners of the racetrack. Side by side towards the final corner. No one's ever side by side there, and Lawson just about keeps the position. I mean, what a battle that was between us. But we have the DRS now. The boring move is being lined up, just DRS aided, battery aided as well. But we're trying to save all of our battery for the final lap, because we know that with this DRS, if we're in P2 with battery on the final lap, we are guaranteed it. But Lawson squeezing us all the way to the inside, lots of contact. Our teammate rivalry is getting a bit hectic as he keeps making contact with us, pushing us wide. But we do finally get past him on the final lap. Not final lap, I don't know why I said that, but Ricciardo now is going for the move on Liam Lawson, so it might have been smarter to hold P9 for our teammate's sake, but Lawson is now getting swarmed by Alex Albon, so Liam Lawson has suddenly lost maybe 3 positions at once, but we squeeze Ricciardo over, and from nowhere Liam Lawson's up into P8. He just made 3 overtakes in one corner. Don't know how that's happened, but we're going to try and get back past him on the outside. He leaves us racing room. We get the move done with 3 laps to go. We have more battery than probably anyone else in this train, but we're trying to save it all for the last push at the end. And Lawson down the inside, we're going to try and keep the position, but we don't manage, and Lawson cannot get past. So good defending from us there. But now, third last lap even. 36 laps we've done. Over the whole weekend we've done 48. But we are trying to switch back Lawson. Will all of these laps be worth it? Will we get anything out of it? Get any points? It's looking good for us right now as we switch back Liam Lawson to retake P8. And this has been some defensive drive. We've barely used any battery, but now Lawson going to the inside on the second last lap of the Grand Prix. He's going for it. He makes the move stick, and now we're going to have to use the battery on the final lap of the race. We're going to have DRS and almost a full tank of battery. We've purchased so many ERS upgrades, and we haven't burnt too much this race, but he squeezes us all the way over. We're going to have to let him by. We can't use the battery to maintain the position off the track, or it's an illegal overtake. Max Verstappen winning the Grand Prix. We go to the move. Oh, big snap from Gasly in the background, and it's 3 wide heading into the final lap of the race between Albon, Lawson and myself. But Lawson, he maintains P9, I maintain P8. His tyres must be devastating right now. He's been on those mediums for 20 laps. We've only been on the hards for about 18. But Lawson is now keeping his position. We're keeping ours. Verstappen wins the race. But again, a Max Verstappen win is not what we care about in the headlines. We've said it before. It's a double points finish now for our team. For the first time ever, Lawson's got points in Formula 1. For the first time ever, we have got a double points finish.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home. It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. And talk to me. What do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
So, what a good race that was. P8 for us, P9 for our teammate. Both of us making, I think, what was it, 5 positions from our grid position? No, 6 positions.
So then,
we
it's time to see how this result of his championship. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. Well, after an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through the other drivers today without a care in the world. He was definitely my driver of choice.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. No change in the top spot then, but with today's points, their hold on that lead is getting weaker. Meanwhile, good work from the owner drivers team this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order.
Team have both of our drivers made 6 positions in that race, so we made 12 positions in that race. So incredible. But I do want to also point out the fact we almost got lapped by Max Verstappen. I didn't even notice that. He would have been right behind us, really. A second would have been like 5 seconds behind, but if that was a good race for us, very entertaining. And if you did enjoy it, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.